La Crosse Mayor Tim Cabot says the number of single-family homes being converted into rental properties is snowballing.
There are nearly 700 single-family homes registered with the city as rentals. And now the city is considering whether it should temporarily put the brakes on any more of those conversions.
News 8's Jenna Traum looks into what the proposed moratorium would mean and whether it's something the city could actually enforce.
Mike and Lisa, the city's Neighborhood Revitalization Commission voted unanimously last night to recommend the temporary moratorium. But outside that meeting, not everyone agrees it's a good idea. The president of the local apartment association calls it drastic, and the city's chief building inspector tells me it would be tough to enforce. La Crosse Mayor Tim Cabot says there's been a growing concern among residents about the number of single-family homes being converted into rentals.
What we've documented, what we know, is that primarily the orders to correct that our inspection department issues predominantly are issued to rental properties. The calls for service, whether it's police calls or fire calls, those challenges predominantly happen in rental properties.
And that's why he says a temporary moratorium halting any more of those conversions would buy city government something it really needs: time.
We've got to come up with some other solution, whether again it's regulation or some other program, to make sure that when single-family homes are rented, that it's done right.
But the city's chief building inspector says he doesn't think a moratorium will realistically stop anybody who wants to convert a home.
We get people all the time that try to get away with not following the ordinances, so I don't see this as any change.
Plus, he says his department would likely be too short-staffed to keep up.
With as many ordinances, new ordinances that have been created, we don't have the staff to enforce them. So this would just be one more.
My concern is that all of a sudden it's become an issue and I'm not understanding why.
Pamela Strittmatter is the president of the Apartment Association of the La Crosse area, and she says there are already plenty of options for dealing with troublesome neighbors.
If you have a complaint with somebody, whether it be a single-family homeowner or a rental property owner or a tenant, there's lots of channels in the city of La Crosse to follow through on with a complaint, and they're followed through.
Cabot says he doesn't mean to paint all renters with a broad brush. He's lived in rental housing himself, but he says homeowners tend to be more invested in their communities.
They're investing in their schools, they're investing in their parks. They become a fabric of that neighborhood versus the more transient nature.
This moratorium has a long way to go if it's going to become a reality. Over the next month, city staff will research whether this is feasible and even legal and present their findings at the July Neighborhood Revitalization Committee meeting. Then it's going to have to go through all the appropriate committees and eventually be put up for a vote before the Common Council.
All right, thanks, Jenna. Mayor Cabot says he thinks a 6-month moratorium would be reasonable. The Neighborhood Revitalization Commission recommended a year-long moratorium last night.